Good Thursday to you. And God, I do thank you for the opportunity just to say, God, I thank you. I want to begin this way. I want to send my heartfelt condolences to Charlie Kirk's family. I'm looking at it from only one way and one way only. There's a wife, there are kids whose father is no longer there. And I don't wish that on anyone, even if our ways of thinking do not agree. To the families of the shooting victims or the persons that got shot at the school in Colorado on yesterday, my thoughts and prayers are with them, wishing for a speedy recovery. And to the family members of the youngster who did this and life has been taken, my condolences to you as well. Today is 9/11, 24 years ago. To the ones of you who remember this, I want to bring something to your attention. If you can recall, and I'm sure if you remember exactly where you were. This was the one thing that 9/11 did for this country, and this is a positive. It brought us together. It didn't have anything to do with the color of your skin. It had everything to do with you were an American. And what we wanted to do was defend this country because we were in a situation where we, as Americans, had been attacked. It was no separation based on political views, and we had them. Nothing like we're dealing with right now. It was all about coming together and fighting for one cause. It was about love. Imagine that for a second in the day and age that we're living in. Love. The word love is now hatred. No matter what is going on. And it has everything to do with more so the color of your skin and your way of thinking. A country that's created based on free speech has been turned around and made to believe if I'm not thinking like the top, then my way of thinking is incorrect. Don't ever change who you are to fit in nothing, because you'll get lost. Stay true to who you are. Speak your mind based on what you know to be right. And live your truth, not anybody else's. It's sad that in this day and age, the only thing that matters more than anything else is turning the hands of time back and creating a life that most of us that look like me don't even know or wasn't a part of. But this is about the control. And the sad part about the control that some are trying to do, we're allowing it. Because we're not paying attention to what's going on around us. And to the ones that's getting ready to say, well, there's nothing we can do. It's always something we can do. Know what's going on. That's how you start it. And then we figure out what we need to do to correct the mess. And that's exactly what it is, a bunch of mess. Now, no disrespect to Charlie Kirk, and I can call him the late Charlie Kirk, but I've listened to a lot of his ways of thinking, and it wasn't good. It wasn't good, but what I'm understanding, he spoke based on his way of thinking, his truth. Not all truths, but his truth. And so he sold his story, and a lot of people bought it. He manipulated you to fall in line. And that word again, that ugly word, manipulation. And you started believing it. And here we are. And the beauty of it, Charlie's no longer here, but there's someone who was right there in his circle who's going to take his place. So it's not going anywhere. The hatred. But I ask you, to the families, over 2,000 plus people lost their lives on 9/11 24 years ago. We stood with you and we still stand with you. It's time for us to start standing together again and get rid of the hatred, even if the hatred is coming from the top. We're supposed to be following leaders that got all parties' best interests at heart. Unfortunately, in this day and age, that's not the case. I'd like to tell you this was not a political message, but unfortunately, everything is political. It's been created that way. To the ones that has a problem with that, I'm sorry. But there's nothing that we do, from what you eat, to how you talk, to what you do, to where you live, it's all political. And to the ones of us who are out here thinking that you are a part of the so-called 1%, you're not a part of the 1%. You're being utilized by the 1% for what they can get out of you until they don't need you anymore. And it has nothing to do with whom you marry, how well you dot an I and cross a T. When you look in the mirror, and if what you see in that mirror looks anything like me, and even to some of the ones that look in the mirror and they don't see the reflection of me, you know who you are. You fall in line with me. I'm the 99, and so are you. Be blessed on this Thursday. Remembering 9/11 and the love and the togetherness that came with that. That was a beautiful thing. Condolences again to Charlie Kirk and his family. I don't wish that on anybody. And my thoughts and prayers with the families out in Colorado in the school shootings. Go ahead and do the best that you can today. And make a difference in a positive. Be blessed.